Good evening, folks. We are back now later in the day now. Um, I'm back one other time for today because I may have some very good news to share with you. So, people kind of had a little powwow about the phone situation today. And yes, we know being an Android, you know, initially in the beginning it wouldn't be something that could set well. The fact of the matter is, it's now been for one of the not too long ago ish for I don't know how to really say it. It's now been well over a year ago, more so well over a year and a half, almost 2 years since had the issue with the camera situation at Seneca Niagara Casino almost 2 years almost 2 years ago. It's been well over a year, well over a whole year since had the issue with the situation at the final Wegmans United Way kickball tournament ever would participate in, um, uh, you know, ever again. Sorry if I sound a little confusing with that. Um, just a little bit drained and a little bit whooped and stuff. But we do have a little bit of there may be some relief in sight. Um, now that we've had a fair, reasonable amount of ample time to prove ourselves with stuff and do everything to show everybody that we can do better, and with you know with trying really hard to prove that we can do better using camera stuff legally. What it sounds like as of now, it sounds like maybe just maybe what it sounds like what maybe just maybe is going to happen. It sounds like we are going to, believe it or not, give it a try with me having the Android. But it sounds like need to happen is we're gonna have to put a couple of safeguards in place, and then we're gonna probably need to make up a little bit of a script of certain rules for when we end up going out and about without any of our other people from here around. Like when we're just here at home, or of course most and foremost at our work area. At this point in time, at our work area at BJ's, as far as the camera app goes on our new Android goes, that we're just gonna leave it alone. We're just gonna leave it alone during those times, unless there's times when say we go to Niagara Falls and we want to take an interesting few pictures and maybe a brief little video of the falls, the falls in action, with one or a couple of our people right there, or when we go with my dad. So it sounds to me like this is kind of earning somebody else's trust back a little bit. It's just that, again, we know, like I said in one of my pretty recent video, like I've said in one of my one of my more pretty recent pretty recent videos and stuff. We know over the years, off and on, we talked about a lot of the issues and incidents that I had had over the years, well before I, well before YouTube in my end, well before, well before, well before, well, well, well before, well before, well before, well before, well before, well before I even start, well before I had started YouTubing and stuff. Um, uh, so um, the issues that I had had using a camera legally over the years, well before I had started YouTubing and stuff. Um, you know, just knowing that off and on over the years, using a camera legally in my end has before at times been a good bit of a struggle. But since the latest couple of issues, including Final Straw from well over a year ago, we're doing the best we can to prove that we have all in all learned our lesson. It sounds like what could end up happening is we'll maybe once a week or a couple times a week go down and get with one or a couple of our people here and have them just take a look at everything on our new Android, make sure that there's no actions taken that are not to be taken in the first place, no actions taken that do not need to be taken in the first place, or no unnecessary actions, no unnecessary actions taken whatsoever that do not need to be taken in the first place. So it sounds like after all, little bit of good news to end the day here. It's just got to be a I just got to be a man. I just got to be I just got I just got to be I just got I just got to be I just got to be a man of I just got to be I just got to be a man of my word. I just got to be a man of my word and stick to my word. Stick to my word and prove that I can have a good grasp on the phone situation of, when out and about, anywhere without any of our other people around. Camera app is to be left alone, and we're not going to touch camera app during those situations, when we're just here and just doing just random stuff around here at home, and of course, most and foremost, when we're at our work area at this point in time, work at BJ's and stuff. We got to leave it alone during those times. When we go to family gatherings, not so much on my dad's side, a little more so on my mom's side. And when if we go on an interesting trip or vacation or an interesting day trip, we go to Niagara Falls for a good bit of an afternoon and stuff, and we're up over by the American Falls or Canadian Horseshoe Falls and stuff. We want to take a few shots of the falls and stuff, maybe even a video of the falls in action or something. That's when it'll be the right time. that's when it'll be the right time to use it with the camera app on Android. But times when we're out and about on our own without anybody here, when we're at our work, when we're at our work area, when we're just doing random stuff around here, we're just gonna leave it alone. And when, like, you know, if you see, like, you know, young attractive females, gotta leave it alone. Gotta leave it alone. Gotta, at those times, gotta forget the camera app even exists. But when you're going and doing like interesting day trips, things where things where you have reason, things where you have reason to take pictures and video. Once more, example, when you go to Niagara Falls and you're up against the falls, you're up, you know, looking at the falls, taking a few pictures, maybe even a video or two of that. Stuff like that's perfectly fine. So it sounds like we're going to end up, after all, giving it a try with the new phone. And tomorrow we're going to try and go and meet with at least one of our people here to kind of follow up on everything. And I'll give you an update some point tomorrow, do a vlog and give you an update on how that all goes later on tomorrow. That's all for now. Have a good night. I know at first I saw there was more thunderstorms in the forecast for some point tonight. We'll see if we can maybe do a vlog or video, if anything even hits some point tonight or first thing in the morning, like it did early this morning before daybreak and stuff. So until then, have a good night. Talk to you later. Peace.